Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hyperconscious Podcast. Alan, what is hyperconscious?
Once you understand why something is the way that it is, now you have the power to change it. Great conversations with great people and great questions are the keys to the kingdom of unlocking your consciousness.
Every single action that you do starts as a thought. When you control the way you think, you will control the way you act, and you will control the way you live. That is hyperconscious. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hyperconscious Podcast is proudly sponsored by our friend and mentor, David Meltzer of the Playbook Podcast. He was kind enough to join us on episode 144 and 135.
Folks, it has become Kevin and I's mission in life to help you realize that the life of your dreams is right on the other side of you becoming the greatest version of yourself. Let us help you do that.
I rarely do these things twice in such a short amount of time, but you guys impress me. I believe in people that provide value and of our service. You two guys are on your way to huge fulfillment, purpose, and profitability, and I'm looking forward to helping you both.
We appreciate that more than you know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of the Hyperconscious Podcast. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode where Alan and I were lucky enough to sit down with the amazing Wayne McGee. Today, for episode number 263, we are going to hit you with a 5-minute clinic on what?
It is going to be on where you are spending your time.
Where are you spending your time? But first,
I want you to go to the hyperconsciouspodcast.com, click on join #HyperConsciousNation. Folks, trying to chase goals and dreams with people who do not know what that's like is a struggle bus. Go there. You'll be with a group of like-minded, supportive individuals that will help you on your journey, not hurt you.
you ready for this? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm going to plug it away. January 25th. In Lowell, Massachusetts, Alan, myself, and Joanna De Pena are bringing you Top Notch Live 2020. We have a fire lineup of speakers. Alan, myself, Joanna, Brant Pinvidic, Mark Metry, Torioletto, Britt Franks, and we don't know number 8 yet.
Number 8 is still on the fence.
But this event, we have designed this event so when you leave, you will be able to make 2020 the best year of your life. Not only are you going to get information, but you are going to get tactical ways in finance, in body, in mind, in telling your story, in everything. Everything. When you leave, you will know exactly what to do to make 2020 the best year of your life, but you will only know if you put your butt in that seat. So join us. $97, buy one, get one. You can bring a friend. It's like a night out on the town, but better.
Guys, do something different this year. 2020 is going to be different, but you have to start out by doing something differently. Okay, where are you spending your time? Speaking of that, one of the items on our list is networking events.
It is.
So why are we doing this episode?
So we came into the studio today. Alan and I are both a little bit overwhelmed because we are doing more than we have ever done.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, all right, this is what we should do. Alan's first said, why don't we write down everything we do?
Right.
And I said, that's a fire idea. And I said, you know what we should do? We should figure out how many hours that we're doing that every single week.
Right.
And we wrote down everything: relationships, podcasts, one-on-one clients, fitness, speaking, personal development, hosting events, mastermind and allies, mentors, family, friends, other media, we're on other shows, social media, the team, and then networking events. So we got very crystal clear on where is all our time going.
Right.
And we ended up figuring out that out of the 168 hours in a week, we are using up 156 of them for this stuff. Give or take. But I don't think many people, if you at the end of the month, if you looked in your bank account and it was $500 less, you'd want to know, like, where is that money going?
Exactly.
What bills is that going to?
Right.
Am I investing that money right? Am I getting any of that money back? Am I just wasting it? Am I happy with the things that I did?
Right.
Right. So I think a lot of people. Nate Smithson told me this when he was on episode number whatever it was way back in the day.
8, I believe.
8. So. He or somebody he knew went to a financial planner, and they said, this is what I want you to do. For the next 24 hours, I want you to write down every single thing that you do.
Yeah.
And tell me, like, at the end of it, where your time went. Because he said what'll happen is I tell people to do this. I say, write down what you did yesterday.
Right.
Like, where did your time go, the 24 hours? And he said they'll write it down and they'll come back missing 4 or 5 hours. They don't know. They have no idea where it went.
Right.
Imagine if you had 4 or 5 extra hours. That's a sixth of a day.
I know.
Right? So for you, if you're listening, if you're watching this, where are you using your time every single week? Your commute. Okay, let's turn that drive time into personal development time where you're able to listen to a podcast. Maybe you're spending 15 hours a week with your significant other. Okay, could you go to the gym with them and make some time there? Could you do personal development together and gain some time there? I think that time is one of those things you can't get that back.
So to frame this episode as most valuable to you guys, we wrote out everything that we do in a given week, and then we estimated together how much time we're spending on each, and then we prioritized from 1 to, 12, what we believe is most important. And then we tried to figure out a couple things. Number 1, where can we integrate better, like you just said?
Yeah.
And then number 2, what can we eliminate? What we found is that there's very little that we can eliminate. Think about it this way. If you want to have a well-designed life, you have to understand where you're spending your time. Just like your bank account is where you spend your money, this is going to help you understand, I guess, a bird's eye view of your life. Because a lot of people ask us, like, what's your dream life? That's a conversation that comes up a lot in masterminds, mentors, different things like that. It's like we always say, we want an amplified version of this.
Of this, yeah.
And that's so interesting because when we wrote out that list of 12 different things that we're doing, we just want to do those even more effectively. There really wasn't much of anything that we wanted to get rid of, per se.
But let's also get very clear. So if Alan and I both want to be amazing speakers, we want to be amazing podcasters, we want to be amazing coaches, and we want to be amazing in our intimate relationships and families. Look at our things that we do. This is what we do every day. Relationships, podcast, sleep, one-on-one clients, fitness, speaking, personal development, hosting events, mastermind/allies, mentors, family friends, other media, social media, the Hyperconscious Podcast team, and networking events. That is a well-designed life because we are reverse engineering and then doing daily what we have to become the best in the world at.
Right.
For you, if you want to be the best, florist, if you want to open a flower shop, what are you doing every day that's getting you closer to that?
Right.
Are you on social media to add value and to spread your impact, or are you getting lost in the sauce? And if you were being honest, how much time are you actually spending on social media a day? If it's 2 hours and you're only posting for 10 minutes, then you're wasting that hour and 50 minutes. And maybe wasting isn't the right word, but could it be leveraged better? That's a gym session.
Right.
Right? That's a gym session. Or you could be writing for your book or writing for your blog or whatever it is. So, as we always say, I think the first step in anything is awareness.
Yes.
Get unbelievably aware. Some would say hyper-conscious.
Acutely aware.
Some would say.
Yeah.
Some would say. Of where you're spending your time. Because when you start shifting where your time and your energy and your effort goes, Alan's laughing.
I'm laughing because at the end of this, we had the whole whiteboard. It's right behind me right now, or right in front of us, rather. And at you're like, why are we doing this? And I'm like, dude, look at the bird's eye view of our life right now. How do you know
Brutal.
What to change if you don't know what you're doing and why you're doing it?
Hyper-conscious, some would say.
Yeah, that's hyper-conscious. We basically just took every single, and this isn't about us, this is about you. So look at what you're doing with your life. Where you're spending your time is how you're spending your life.
I would challenge you, if you're watching or listening, I want you to write down what a 24-hour day for you looks like.
Right.
And if you're missing any time, then get clear on where that time is going. Then number that in terms of importance. How important is this thing? Okay, I spent 4 hours on social media in the past 2 days. Is that valuable? Is it valuable time? Are you getting a return on that investment, or are you just kind of escaping? Okay, then we can get clear on that. But then figure out, like, what could I be doing better? Am I making an excuse that I don't have time to go to the gym, but I'm actually on social media for 2 hours a day? I've never admitted that to myself. Okay, well, once I admit that to myself,
Now you
then,
have to change it.
then I can change it,
Right.
right? And then you can start formulating new habits with the time that you have.
This is one of the most important topics we could possibly talk about. The last thing I'll say here real quick is imagine person A and person B. One of them spends 3 hours a week with mentors. The other one does not. That's 2 completely different lives in a decade. That's only one line item on that list. What we did today, Kev, has really made me proud of us.
Yes.
Not pride in a bad way, but like we really have come a long way in terms of designing an amazing life on our own terms. Now, this didn't just happen overnight, though. This is 3 years in the making.
Right.
You know, so if you're out there right now and you don't like what you see when you write this out, don't get down on yourself. Just start getting to work and change one little thing. You know, if you have no mentors, start there. Maybe add 1 hour a week with a mentor. Anyone who has something that you want, you know? 10-second blip.
10-second blip. You control your time, you control your life.
Fact.
What do you got?
One tiny change in something you do every day will have a rippled compound effect in your life that you can't even possibly fathom.
Brutal.
Yeah,
Butchered it at the end of your start. You were going strong.
It's going to
there.
be
I was like,
fire.
this is great.
Yeah, right.
And then you butchered it at the end.
Yeah, well,
Fumble at the goal line.
it looks like I have to spend more time speaking,
Yes,
you know?
which we are going to do.
Fact.
All right, so that is the challenge from us to you. Figure out where your time is going and be honest with yourself, because I know I've wasted a lot of time in the past
Same.
scrolling through social media and doing mindless tasks. Mindless tasks are good if you're going to do it for R&R, but if that's making up the brunt of your day, you're not going to be very productive. We hope you enjoyed this. And what are we doing next? We don't even know yet. We're going to do a small talks episode, to be determined.
TBD.
TBD. We hope you enjoyed this, and we will talk to you on Wednesday.
Talk soon.
Bye.